Hello. Well, it's back to working for me. God, fuck off. I get it. We already have Visual Studio open. You don't need to complain 50,000 times about it. Alright, let me see. So one of the things we want to look into is the goal stuff. We're having some collision issues where balls are getting stuck inside of goals, and what I'd like to do is take a look at the ball. I need to convert the kind of the current stump that he's got for the night level into kind of a blueprint that can be much more easily modified. And also probably look at the ball scaling issues to make sure that the large ball cannot collide with the goal. Kind of that's Jeff's signature move of smashing the thing into the goal and getting it to score when it shouldn't. So let's pop over to that night level. Alright, so for this forest night level goal thing, what do we have here? We have a stump. Alright, let's just start making our stuff here. So this will be gameplay, bracket sack. Let's make a goals folder. And what is this stump? It's just a static mesh. So what we want to do is go ahead and create not another folder, but we want to make a blueprint class which is based on actor. We're going to do BP stump goal. So we'll make our stump goal. And what we need to do is we need to start attaching stuff to it. So we have our static mesh thing here. So if we copy this and paste it, alright, so we can, where'd it go though? Oh, it's off on Infinity Land. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got going on here. There's no physics material on this guy. Its scale is 10, 10, and 10. Alright. No collision whatsoever. We've got the stump material. Looks like it all copied properly. So we have this P-goal, this idle particle system, so let's go ahead and paste that in here. This guy was 10, 10, and 10, so let's just go ahead and make him 10, 10, and 10. And how come it is... This is P, blue, gold, idle, feather nets. Alright. Let's take a look at its rotation. So it was... Particle system was at that, and the stump... so the particle system is going to be at -30, -60, and then what does our calculator say here for 1930? It's going to be at 150. Alright. So this guy needs to be at -30, -60, 150. Its rotation needs to be these. The rotation of the stump needs to be 80 blah degrees. Okay, then we've got like all these colliders. So we've got stump R, front and back, bot block. So we have a blocking volume, and these are just blocking volumes. Alright, so I guess these need to be a little bit more complicated. These, like blocking volumes, can we make a, just gonna make child actor? Like, alright, why don't we just try copying this guy in here? Can't. Okay, well that's not fun. So maybe we can add a box collider. So this we'll call this front collider, and then make another one, call it back collider. Well, why don't we set up the first one properly first? Alright, so stump R front is it's going to be -40, -420, and then 170. Okay, so that's -40, -420, 170. And how big is this? It's just 115? Alright, so if it's 115, then maybe it needs to be like box extent is 200, 200, 200. Alright, so 200, 200, 200. That looks like it's twice as big as it should be. So maybe 100, 100, 100? Is that better? Is that anywhere near. Oh, this is supposed to be at 170. Let's see. Oh. I think I got it wrong. It's negative 170. That looks more correct. Alright, and we need it to be wood material 01. Needs to be environment body. Wood material 01. And it should be static. Alright. Let's see, the back stump is at so it's going to be negative 40, 44790 minus 4.390, so 400, and then 210 minus 30 is 80. So duplicate this collider. This will be back collider. Let's see, the back stump is 115. Why do we have environment body and then enemy body? And then it's got backboard material. Enemy body is, I guess, alright, it's probably important. And this is backboard. Alright, so let's put in our position. It's negative 40, 480. That looks good. And then we got this bot block. Which is wood material with enemy body. I think this is the problem, is that it can just fall right in there. So we want this bot block. So we should copy. Yeah, we'll duplicate the front collider and we'll do top collider. And this guy is 115.5. The extents are 200, 200, 200. The rotation, though, is negative 90. And let's calculate our position. So it's going to be negative 40, 44420, 4439, 30, and then 2160 minus 1930 is 230. Let's go slot that in there. So negative 40, 30, 230. So it looks like that. And this guy is supposed to be wood material and enemy body. I'm actually going to make it environment body. And I'm going to move it a little bit. Well, we don't want to move it down. We just, if it's environment body, then it'll stop players and the ball. So we just need to make sure that that works. All right, so the next thing we want is the goal. So goal blue is BP goal. Alright, so add component. We want a child actor. So I want a child actor. And can we set this as BP goal? Yeah, okay, so here's our goal. So our goal blue, we need to set. Okay, so our rotation is 0, 0, 0. Arrow offset. So let's see, this is inside of the defaults. There we go, okay. So arrow offset is -1000. And arrow rotation is -90. That looks wrong. Box collision is true. Score effect is going to be stump goal vert, right? Let's just set it up as the blue goal. Okay, yeah, this is actually correct. It's just that this, I'm looking at the goal on the other screen. So let's see, the X is 0.075. So we're going to make it super skinny. This guy is 0.3 and 0.3. So that's the goal. So what it looks like is, alright, what we need is this top collider here needs to be enemy body so that it only blocks the players, and then we need to, this will be the top player collider, and then we want a top ball collider. And this guy is going to be just lower, like we'll slot it down to here so the ball can kind of bounce around a little bit. And we need to make that player body. Alright, so we got this child goal actor as well. That looks like it's set up so it'll be able to score. Let's see, we can actually make this a little bit bigger because there are gaps here in the sides of this thing. Which is probably what's causing our problems with scoring, where we're getting stuck in these things. So that's going to be a 0.35. Yeah, so that should fix that problem. Goal for BST blue team. Excellent. Now, there's also a light here, I see. So it's this point light 2. So there's a light that he's got attached to this goal, which has got all sorts of cool stuff on it. So what I want to do is, I mean, it's a point light component, so I should be able to copy that and throw it in here. So let's just paste that point light. So I need to figure out the location that he's got this guy on. So location is that, so it's going to be 4. Link 27 and 557. All right, so got the light. So that's our goal. So is there anything else that's on this goal that we need to mess with? What is this big ass box here? It's a light mass volume. Alright, so we don't need to touch that. Question is, these colliders look like just the trees? Tree stuff, so we shouldn't need to screw around with that at all. Is there anything else next to this goal? Doesn't look like it. So I think it's all in hand. So we should be able to do with this guy is save our stump goal that we got here. And if we just chuck it in here, we've got our stump goal. Let's make sure it looks the same. And let's throw it in the same location as this guy. So we'll just copy his location and paste it in there. And it looks exactly the same. So, excellent. So I'm just going to copy this location. And I'm going to delete the goal stuff that is in the world right now. So get rid of you, and you. Now, is there anything else going on here? Like, we got the light already, so I think that's it. So if I paste this guy in here, there, we have remade the stump into a blueprint. So let's make sure that it actually, does its thing. Let's make sure we can score on this goal. Lighting. Alright, well that's not a problem. Okay, and it works. Excellent. So what I did was I just went through all the various bits. I created a new blueprint actor just off of actor, so it's not from anything complicated. And we just went through and added the static. We copied the stuff in here. We had to switch out the colliders because blocking volumes don't exist as components. So I had to make colliders and make those work. We added the goal blueprint as a child object. And we got the rest of it just added. So what we can do here is we should be able to go to the other goal. I should be able to copy its location and orientation. So it's going to be this, and then this is at -10 scale, really? All right. So it's got a different thing going on here. So if we delete this thing, where's the ivy on this thing? Is that attached to something? Because if I toast that, the ivy just falls to the floor is what it looks like. Alright, well, maybe it's just going on the mesh. We'll have to take a look at it. Actually, I need to make sure everything's here. So, okay, the stump. No collision. Nothing special. Okay. So the blocking volumes we don't care about. We've already got those. I need to drag this on here. So we need the X, Y, and Z. And the pitch yaw roll. Actually, I don't think we need any rotation on this. It should just be what he had. So 10, no, it should be 1, and then this is just reversed, so it's a -1. Actually, this needs to be a 1 here, and our static mesh needs to have a -10 here. Because we're just changing how it looks. Kind of. No, it needs to be completely inverted, doesn't it? It's just a -1. That totally fucks up the particles, though, doesn't it? Or do these guys have a different rotation on them? You switch you invert the Y on this guy, and it does not like that. So we have to do a few things to get this to do what we want. I mean, why have a negative scale when we can just rotate it, right? Not like that. That's the wrong rotation. So this guy's at 84, so this other guy should theoretically be at this angle. Didn't that do it? I rotated the wrong thing, didn't I? Okay, so the stump goal 2 just needs to be at 180 to flip it around. Yeah, that's looking correct. Some of the roots obscure the player. So what we need to do is rotate it and then negatively scale it. We need an anti-mirror goals. Yeah, it looks like that does it. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So on this goal, we want to change the child actor. How come I can't change the child actor? Like properties. Editable when inherited. Editing this value in a class default object is not allowed. Let's see what we can do here. So child actor class, need this. Create a new blueprint. Clear it. Let's see, change properties on child actor for specific blueprint Unreal. Well, it looks like you can't actually edit shit on this child actor, and we need to set the team, and we need to set the score effect. So what I'm going to have to do is, I think, create two variables here. So we're going to need our team and our score effect. And inside of our construction script, we're going to have to snag our child object. So we've got our team, and the score effect is... it's an effect object, so Dashkin effect object class. Okay, class. Alright. So team, let's compile it. set it to blue, and we'll set this to vert right. And while this is kind of a massive hack, that's kind of unfortunate that child actors can't be nicely set, but at least it looks like it's running along, so we should be able to go to over here, and we expose these two. Then I should be able to change the everything on it. So if we go over here, we should be able to change this into a red goal and effects vert stump vert left. And then we go to our point light, and we need to snag this point light here. Oh, we need the particles to be set as well, so particle system, set that. This particle system is different. It's got a different rotation and everything. Oh, I see, because of the scale or whatever. I don't want to change the point light with the particle system. Alright, so there's the particle system. And this point light, let's go ahead and let's see. Wish there was an easier way to copy paste some of this information. Let's double check. It's going to be, it looks like it's at a slightly different location than the other light relative to the goal. Yeah, definitely, most definitely is in a separate location compared to the goal. Well, we should just be able to change that light color. And let's see, attenuation, I'll just screenshot that so I can look at it. So this point light, let's see, 81, 135, attenuation radius is less, so 1673. 1 and 1 effects world. Intensity is 500. 8.81 and everything else. Alright. Oh, that looks right on. The light is different though, so I don't think that's a huge deal. That's something that can be easily fixed if that's a major problem. Other than that, we've got these other lights. I don't think they need to be part of the blueprint though. They're looking okay. Okay, let's make sure we can actually play then. And yeah, the big thing there with the ball getting stuck inside of it was there was no blocker for the ball to go inside of it. So if you, on your machine, the ball went into the goal, but on the server it didn't. Look at that, no collision. Yeah, okay. Then it wouldn't do anything. It just didn't work. So okay. Let's take a look at these goals. So the colliders, I guess they need to be moved to the left. This is what happens when you try to make a mirror image of something. It's a little bit more complicated than so we rotated it. I actually need to bring this over like there to make it actually line up. So if it went into the goal in your machine but not on the server, basically the ball gets stuck in there, and it's real hard for the ball to get out on your machine because it's going against like a solid wall. So let's just take a look at that. It looks correct. We can jump on that whole chunk back there. Alright, so I think that's the stump goal over into Blueprint Land. Let's take another look at that red light. I think what's going on with this light here is it's... the red light, I guess, is just more contrast or whatever the hell. And as a result, it's It's a little bit more intense, so we're going to move that light back out to where it was. And see if well, I'll just leave it where it was. Where it is on the other side is a mirror, and I don't think there's too much of a difference. Alright, so next thing is the ball. So let's take a look at the ball a little bit. So the problem is we're scoring with the ball through the stump. Alright, so we've got our static mesh. Our flipbook, our sphere hit, anim controller. So this is player hit. This is our static mesh. Alright, so as we make this bigger, so like, make it like that. Supposedly our sphere hit, and because this is player body, so I think that's gonna do stuff. How come I can't see the collision for the static mesh? Is it just hidden? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so we've got this physics. This is the physics for it, and then the outside is the scoring for it. So obviously what's going to go on there is as this thing gets larger, it's not going to work. So that should fix our large ball being able to score through the world, because now the physics matches the goal detection geometry. So let's grab this ball and let's just make it like size 3. Let's just pound this thing against the front of this goal. You broke Jeff's game? I know, Jeff's gonna be super upset. Totally works. Excellent, so we fixed our ball. Easy enough. Yeah, let's go over to the forest level. I want to take a look at how the some of it's laid out, just to get an idea about how goals are being made. See if there's anything there that could be blueprinted that might benefit from it. So we've got the lights and everything else there. We've got these colliders. All that. Alright, I wanted to also double check on those blocking volumes supposedly that are preventing the ball from going into the bottom of the tree area, but maybe those are on the tree mesh, but not in the world. I will find out. Since I really haven't looked at any of this stuff. We'll take a look at the tree mesh. They're in the world? Well, I don't see them in the world. Like, if there was something I was going to stop this, something from going in here, looks like it's on the stump, because I don't see any blocking volumes in the world there. There's stuff up there to prevent people from going in, but I don't see anything down here. Whoa. I see. You got the shoot blocker to prevent it from going in, but not to prevent it from going out. Yeah, that's right. Set to terrain. Very good. Means you won't run into it. Pretty sure. The static mesh is this smoky texture. Nice. The blocking mist. Let me use waterfall blank, of course. So the question would be, should any of this be blueprinted? And I don't know. I don't really think so. I mean, we could blueprint some of it, but it's not as complex as that other thing. It also doesn't have the same problems that we had with the other stuff. So, no real reason to go get all upset about it. All right. What is today? Today is Friday. So collisions and all that. Alright, so one of the things is the animation state getting stuck while we're in a crouch. Alright, so that's what that works. That does. So let's see. It looks like if you jump and do a crouch while turning or something, it'll lock the animation. So let's see if we can reproduce that. I need to turn off this fucking spawner because I'm hearing all these hoof footsteps going past all over the place. I think it was the crouch only mode was the real easy way to reproduce this. He was also using a controller, so maybe it's something with having a controller. Maybe I fixed this? Did I fix this problem? Gosh, I may have, because I remember being able to reproduce this. Yeah, I might fix this somehow. Alright, well I was able to reproduce it a lot more when I had crouch only mode on, so let's just turn on crouch only mode. There it is, it's must crawl.